Guess who's Bizak? Columbia.
Peace to the family. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Here with the last daily energy reading of the week. It's been a powerful week. Been some powerful shares. Please, family, get your phones ready because at the end of this share, I'm going to invite everybody to call in. That number is 385-799-9560. There's a lot of people hoping that you call in, waiting for you to call in, so keep that number on deck, and remember it once it's time to get tapped in. We want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear about your plans for the weekend. If you got anything popping, any events, anything going on this weekend, please alert the family. Tap in real quick. Hey, I'm in such and such is going on. Come check us out. You know, one of them things, you never know what could happen. But that's later. Now we're dealing with the energy going into the weekend. The energy is not really centered on what you already know. The energy is centered in not knowing. And for people who may have been struggling with things, processing things, career changes, the need to move, let's take a second. Let's meditate on this actual quote, just focusing on what I'm going to say. And then I'm going to tell you what I'm not saying, okay? So this quote is from SWAMI VIVEKANANDA. Take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. Think of it. Dream of it. Live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea, and just leave every idea alone. This is the way to success. What I didn't say is focus on your past mistakes, focus on your previous heartaches, focus on the fact that your job fired you unexpectedly. How could they fire you? You was doing the most work up in there. Understand that whatever has happened, whoever has transitioned, whatever has happened in the past has nothing or no bearings on what idea that you're formulating today moving into this weekend. One of the main reasons is because this is the 5th lunar day of the waxing moon, and the 5th lunar day is still a time to set intentions. It's still time to set up one idea. The 5th day of the waxing lunar moon is the most luckiest, fortunate day. So when we set intentions on this particular day and move it into the full moon, we deal with the particular success. And now, a person might ask a question, how do I become successful? And I say, meditate on it, adopt it, dream about it, write about it, embody it. Oh, Hood Mystic, that's too hard. Is there an easier, simpler way? Man, I got some. I don't know. So let's move on. So today, the moon is conjunct the Ashwini Nakshatra. And the Ashwini Nakshatra is located in the 3rd decan around the beginning of Taurus, the end of Aries, okay? So, in understanding this from a more spiritual, right and exact point, the moon and Uranus move along an ecliptic. And the two stars or the two horns of Aries, that represents the Ashwini Nakshatra. So when we reference nakshatras, we are referencing the stars by which the planet celestials become aligned or parallel to. Because of the ecliptic line, a lot of planets don't actually come into direct contact with the constellation. It just is a simply alignment or a parallel to that actual space. So when the moon becomes aligned with Aries, this is what in Vedic astrology is called the Ashwini Nakshatra. So the Ashwini Nakshatra has a particular temperament. It has a particular vibration. And that vibration is fast. It's about being quick. It's about traveling. It's about transportation. The model of it is actually a horse. And when you ever see a horse up and close, horses are very fast, very powerful. And this is the energy, and this is the representation or alignment. So when it comes to the intentions that we set and align it with the Ashwini Nakshatra, then we can imagine those intentions to come very fast. So this is game. This is advice. This is a suggestion, right? This is a hearing and eyesight, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairvoyance. Give me 1 second. And so the ability to operate on this level of understanding energy and understanding when and what to do, you align yourself with the ability to manifest right and exact. So wherever Aries is in your chart, it carries a particular house resonance. And in that house resonance, maybe it is the first house dealing with the personality. Maybe it is the fourth house when dealing with the home. Maybe it's the eighth house with dealing with particular alchemic things that need to take place. Places where you need to grow the fuck up at, right? Maybe it's the 10th house. Maybe you need to really step into your career. Maybe you need to be more transparent, meaning that you need to stop doing sneaky shit on the under that you wish nobody found out. See, the thing about being transparent, the thing about being a public figure, go ahead and fucking look. I have nothing to hide. I was arrested in 2003. I haven't been arrested since. Beyond that, I'm just the normal. I have nothing to hide. So look and poke and be nosy, do all of that type of shit. So I say all of that to say there is things within whatever house, whatever area of your life that your ass need help with, okay? So this is the time to set the intentions and stop being ignorant of the fact that you may or may not need help. The Ashwini Nakshatra or the Ashvins is associated with emergency services. So whatever you need to do 911 about, play that Wyclef and Mary J. Blige, that 911, whatever you need help with, this is a time to deal with it. This is a time to set the intention. And even more so, this speaks to a spiritual reality, things that we just always knew. Because when you reference the Ashwini Nakshatra, the deities that rule over it is the Ashvins. Now the Ashvin twins is the archetypes that have been found in all mythology, whether you have Greek, whether you have the Obege with the Orishas. In Greek they're called the Discories. In the Mayan civilization they're called the Quiche. Twins are ever vescent within the mythology. But the important thing about twins go all the way back to Atlantis. For it is said that twins have created the civilization called Atlantis. So that's why in Romulus and Remus is just a remix of Atlantis. So what they embody or try to recreate, where we think they're doing Egyptian stuff, you know, they're doing Atlantis stuff, okay? And the twins and the twin energy and the twin flame and all of this speaks to a deeper reality. See, maybe you are too masculine and are missing out on the feminine side. So your twin side would be a feminine. Maybe you're too expectant. You go into relationships just expecting the world and ain't doing shit for that person. And then wondering, why do I keep getting ghosted and used? Maybe you doing too much in the relationship and keep asking yourself, why do I keep getting used and abused? There comes a balance in this, and this is twin energy. So when that twin energy presents itself, that's an opportunity to be whole. And when you decide to be whole outside of being this individual humanistic under person, then you are automatically dealing with success. And when we reference Atlantis, one might think that we're talking about a piece of land, or one might think we're talking about a civilization. But when you really truly reference Atlantis, you're referencing the history that nobody knows about. Okay? So where we live in a world that's based upon facts and information and knowledge and things of that nature, when it comes to the absolute truth, when it comes to 99.99% of all the shit that's going down in the universe, human beings are in that percentile. We know nothing. Even your most advanced scientists of all time, every scientist put together, don't know shit. Okay? This is something that we must come into understanding. And the reason why we reference this in such fashion is because the moon is conjunct Uranus. Uranus is the awakener. Uranus in Aries represents a point in time of beginnings, of new beginnings. Awakening yourself to new beginnings and your subconscious mind aligning with that, and then realizing, okay, what should I do about it? Focus on something new. Embody it. Challenge yourself. More or less, Uranus is at the 9-degree point of Aries, and that Sabian symbol is a rich fat man sitting on something, you know, just out here, just rich and fat. So the connotation of that is superiority. So when the moon aligns with Uranus, that represents a soul superiority. And if your soul is superior, then your human weakness is secondary. So when it comes to manifesting and when it comes to living opportune lives and fortune and getting over obstacles and working through blockages, then you are dealing with the fact of your soul superiority. And a person might say, hey, Mystic, you say this every fucking video. I have to say it every video, because if I don't say it every video, you'll forget and you'll think that's something more superior than your soul. Okay? So today, dealing with cosmic alignment, not because the hood mystic says so, we can all bear witness that the moon is aligning with Uranus. So in that, we have the ability to move forward, right? And moving forward with confidence and dominion and superiority. And the missing ingredient to all of that is mystery. See, the idea of spirituality is learning things and understanding new things. And what is sacred is when you share the things that you learn. What is not sacred is when you try to hold back and act as if your knowledge is somewhat superior to other people. See, what advances us, what allows us to grow, is the ability for people to share knowledge. So as the sun being an Aquarius representing that actual fact, that actual point of expression, one has to get with it. What are you giving to society? So if you're dealing with travel, if you're dealing with career changes, if you're dealing with any changes at all, fuck the past. Deal with what idea you're going to actually center yourself in today, because today is a fortunate day. Today is the 5th day of the waxing lunar month. And this is just how it goes, right? It's not something that I'm making up or something that I'm creating. So I'm just referencing the moon being conjunct Uranus, the sun being inside real Aquarius on its own, you understand, and Chiron conjunct Lilith, all of these things that we've discussed throughout the week rather, and trying to break down this energy and understand this energy so you can take it and apply it in your life. So when I say things as far as traveling or beginning a journey, where can you travel to today? How can you, and if you don't got a car, you don't got a means of transportation, how can you begin a journey towards something that's a favor? So many people come into my inbox and text messages and present problems. And I ask them a lot of times, do you even know what you want to do? And more than not, people say, no, I don't. And then I say, develop that first. And then concentrate on that shit. Because what I'm hearing is that there's a problem that you're focusing on, that you're magnifying, and that you're bringing into your reality. That's what I hear. So the ultimate alternate is to focus on a solution or focus on something that you might enjoy or value and magnify that shit. So when it comes to particular wounds, when it comes to particular setbacks, when it comes to particular confusions, what is the train of thought? Healing, curing, because you have power, you have energy, you have resources. But if you're thinking that, oh, I need to get this, oh, I need to get that, then you're not healing nothing. You're not curing anything, and more or less you're probably setting the wound a little bit deeper. So, moving a little bit forward, understand that this energy today, if you don't got nothing to do, you trying to figure something out, set a particular intention that you hope to manifest within the next 7 days to 8 days. Something reasonable, something rational. Plant it, work with it. And contact me during the full moon and let me know. When you said set a seed on the 5th lunar day because you said it was the most favorable of lunar days to set an intention, and I set that intention, and I started working that intention, and lo and behold, by the full moon, I had a full live manifestation. If I talk to any of y'all, I'd be like, what's going on? I'm trying to manifest some shit. Okay, set an intention, work that intention. Oh man, Hood Mystic, that's that. Wow. Why you gotta say that, you know? But I'm telling you, in studying the astrology and passing on wisdom and passing on game, this energy supports quickness. This energy supports spiritualism. I just made that up. But you know how spirit is faster than air. It's faster than light. It's instant. It's beyond instant. Shit. Spirit is before you can even think about it, right? Okay? So yeah. You know I gotta expose y'all to some reading because we on that, and this ain't a lot of reading, so it ain't gonna be that bad, but you know it can get that bad. We're reading from Alice Bailey, and this is actually a quote from Revelation of St. John, The Path to Soul Initiation by Zachary Lansdowne. But this is a quote within the book by Alice Bailey from her book, Disciple in the New Age, Volume 2, page 490. And it's very simple. We have 3 choices. One can look outward upon the world of physical living, inward upon the world of emotions and mental perception, or upward towards the soul. So a lot of people look inward upon the world of emotions. So Mystic, I love you. I love everything that you say. I love your channel. That's not my goal for these goddamn videos. My goal is for you to look upward towards your soul. Don't look at me in my physical life. Don't look at me about how I make you feel, because if you look at my Facebook, you will see a whole bunch of people talking shit to my ass on the daily. So I know it ain't all love, and I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, when I have to tell somebody something that's not favorable, and then they stop fucking talking to me because they want to hear the shit that they want to hear, and I'm not the one, right? So it's more to you finding your soul. That's my goal for these videos. That's my work. A lot of people want you to do a whole bunch of other shit, and that's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? If you want to chase your tail like fucking Fido out here, be my fucking guest. But if you want to find solutions to your problems, to your troubles, to your fears, to your doubts, to your insecurities, to fucking your financial situation, to your motherfucking kids not respecting you or paying you no attention, to your goddamn boss giving you double the workload and half the fucking pay, then fucking deal with your fucking soul. Raise your energy up, okay? Period. It ain't nothing else more to say about this shit. And you wanna look for a particular solution in this shit, and I can't give you one. You want to hear the right thing, that a person that agree with your insanity, and I can't vibe on that. But what I can do is reveal to you that 144,000 wasn't talking about 144,000 people. It was talking about 144,000 cells aligned to the fucking same idea. Okay? When you align everything towards what you want, then everything comes into alignment for you. The problem is you only probably got four fucking chakras towards your desire, if that. When we talk about setting intentions, my whole body, my whole heart, my whole consciousness, my whole everything is dedicated to human beings realizing that they're not human beings, but they have a fucking soul. And nothing beyond that. I'm stress-free and sitting pretty based upon me focusing on my fucking goals. And my goals are simple fucking goals, right? There's no karmic debt. There's no self-judgment. There's no nothing when you know what the fuck you came here to do. So in choosing that, in setting that intention, then one has the ability to accomplish a plethora of all types of things, all types of healings, and this shit happens very fast, right? As opposed to you doing some other shit, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, waiting or whatever the case may be, or thinking that you need to buy into something, and maybe you do have to buy into something. You know, a lot of this shit ain't come cheap, honestly. You know what I'm saying? When I look at my fucking, when I look at my goddamn library of books, I ain't getting none of those books for free. Like, man, it was a lot of fucking investment to get me to this point. I can't lie. And it was a lot of shit that I did that you would never spend your money on a trip out into the wilderness with your family as a form of rites and passage, and going to particular areas where, you know, I live in Ohio, so there's a lot of sundown towns, meaning that if the sun come down and your ass is brown, your ass better not be around. You feel what I'm saying? So it gets to that level where it took a lot of choices and different particular chances to get to this point. In the crazy flip side of this shit, I didn't even particularly want this. It was just something of resonance. It was just something of, this feels good for me to be at these mounds with my family, and I feel protected, even though we probably the first black thing that these people saw in the past 10 years. So that has been my spiel. That has been the daily energy reading. Hopefully you listened to what I had to say and got some actual tools to tap in. And beyond that, you know, I don't know. Tap in 385-799-9560. Yeah, Tia, shout out. You know, I wasn't born in Ohio, but I feel like I was, so I'd be really here. Peace, women, loving Serpent Mounds. Oh yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, I got a whole video about the Serpent Mounds, a little mini documentary. But yeah, everybody should watch that. And if everybody just felt like, damn, I need to get some energy, I need to charge up, then take your ass to Ohio, drive into Serpent Mounds, and charge your ass up. Like, you could do a lot of shit in this world, but if your ass don't get on the fucking Serpent Mounds, you missing out. Hold on, Dream. I'll be there. I gotta load up. You know, computers be slow, bro. (713) you tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Who might I be speaking with? Man, just chilling.
Thing you said was on point. It's always.
Oh man, thanks.
Tap in again, and I've been up since. You know, I'm a witching hour type nigga, so
Yeah,
I've been up.
Me
like
too.
2 o'clock, and man, I'm talking about. I was doing my meditation, right, and man, I got the channel to just change shit around in my magic room. I'm still in my damn magic room. It's crazy. I'm still in this bitch. It's crazy. It's fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. And so
hey, but you were just talking about your magic room in your last video. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was kind of one of the major points. You was doing the whole ritual on your damn self.
Exactly. I was trying to figure out where I was going to put my soul star chakra head in the magic room. So I'm contemplating. I'm doing my work. I'm straightening things up. I'm trying to get this thing balanced. Got my sage going. Man, I'm talking about it's going down in the middle of the night. I'm trying to get it. So then that led me to change my YouTube name.
I seen that.
I was like, oh, okay. Let me go ahead and brand myself, man, because Spirit is telling me this. Then you come with the, man, reset everything. I'm like, damn, that's what the fuck I was just doing. I'm resetting everything. I'm talking about, man, so, it's just everything's in alignment, man, and it was perfect. And yeah, man, everything you said was on point. That's what we're supposed to be doing, family. Look, whoever is talking about they don't meditate and all that bullshit, y'all need to stop that shit. Y'all have to stop that shit. This shit is about taking adventures. Like you were saying, taking adventures. The way you take adventures is close your motherfucking eyes.
100%. Tiffany Messenger got a crazy video I was watching yesterday, man, about that. Playing in the Dark by Tiffany Messenger.
I love to meditate. That's what I'm talking about an hour meditation at 2 in the morning. Chaos. I'm on Pluto. I'm on Saturn. I'm turning shit up. I'm tearing shit down, man. I'm talking about, look, see, that's the thing. When you first starting off in meditation, it might be a little funny, but then after a while, you just start breaking through, and then your imagination, your visualization process can run free. That's what I'm saying. This is what this thing is about. This is how this power works. Like, we got to get out of that. Look, this is what I want. Look, to the family. I'm going to give y'all a meditation real quick. This is how you reset yourself. Y'all want to reset yourself? This is how y'all motherfuckers reset yourself. Do this waterfall meditation, and this thing is going to reset the whole bitch. Visualize a waterfall. I got this from Bobby. Visualize a waterfall pouring out, out of your pineal gland. Now that waterfall is representing all stuff you don't want to see no more. All the low vibrational thoughts, all the negative ideas or feelings, anxiety, fear, all that shit. And look, you don't have to actually see the certain situations or things falling from the waterfall. Your subconscious mind knows all. So as that waterfall is flowing out of you, everything else is pouring out of you. Telling you, man, do that shit for 2 weeks. I promise you, if you ain't reset after that, then shit, call me because shit. So as they doing it right and stuff for real, man. But yeah, this is an adventure, man. Go wild with this shit. That's why I say meditation is fun. You got to do it, and that's how you change this whole reality. That's how you create the reality down here by closing your eyes. The mind is all. Come on, family.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy because what you saying is exactly what Tiffany Messenger saying, and I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like I don't even know what sleep was yesterday. It wasn't like a thing though. It was like a real weird transition from like you don't even gotta fucking sleep if you don't want to type of deal. It was crazy, bro. But I don't even think I was asleep. I was watching Altered Carbon.
At 7 o'clock. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, that's funny that you said that. We started episode 1 yesterday, season 1, episode 1. Yeah, but I fell asleep on it because I fall asleep at 7:30. I wake up at 2. I'm wired up in the nighttime. This is where it go down. The witching hours is how it go down.
Facts.
I'm telling you, free your thought, free your mind, and this shit can blow for real.
Yeah, and it's like a point of everything happening in alignment and in favor. And then another part is like getting my wife on board to a point where she like saying little things and writing things. Like she wrote on our board like things is always working in my favor. You know what I'm saying? Just little shit like that. It just was like, okay, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you see our mirrors in our home, you'll be like, what the fuck? These niggas crazy. We got so many words, pictures, and all these sigils and shit on our mirrors. So when we're looking at our reflection, we're not even looking at that shit. It's going straight to our subconscious. You see what I'm saying? We're looking through that shit. That shit is inside of it. And I'm telling y'all, man, this thing is a whole nother idea. So you got to break that mind control down and go for the wild, go for the insane, go for the crazy. Like, that's where this world is supposed to be at. What you say, man? See, I don't want them to start coming in here and bothering me. They wake up. But nah,
you sound just like me.
The power is in the mind. The power is in the mind. If you're going into your mind, like Hood was saying, man, this thing is gonna be a magical thing, for real.
Man, and it's already getting to that point where I don't even know what else is going on besides the magic. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just this 823 thing and just like that thing, I think is just now starting, bro. I think like the 823 God and the whole situation, I think we gonna find so many different and many more connections and many more people coming to the scene like, oh, that's my birthday too type of deal. You feel me? And it's gonna hold the same resonance. So when you start to examine and look at that shit, it's gonna kind of be a game changer. Cause a lot of people have been living in the shadows with their magical and shit, with their magical abilities, and this changing or this turning of guard, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's a lot of people watch me. Like, I got a family member that watch me that don't never tell me they watch me, but they down in New Orleans doing magic and shit, you feel me? But they wasn't the type to never ever be on this shit. And so much so that I can just feel that they watching me and just picking up on shit, but so ashamed and so embarrassed to even say some shit about the whole situation. You feel what I'm saying though? Like the shit is really changed and switched, but a lot of people ain't saying it because they they don't want to give you the credit type of deal. But soon as they get bold enough to say what's really happening, we gonna be like, oh shit, this is for real.
My little brother do that. My little brother do that. He can recognize the light, but he can't really handle the glare. So he like, damn, I ain't gonna say nothing to this nigga. Hell no, I ain't gonna tell him. I know he be peeping the game, so he try to do things on the slick. I went to his apartment the other day. I was like, look at Joe ass. Got all these herbs. Shit, what you doing with this? You can have this. I don't even be fucking with it. I looked at this nigga medicine cabinet. I was like, this bitch ass nigga been lying to me the whole time. He's taking all the same shit I take. I said, what you doing with this ayahuasca? This nigga like, oh man, that ayahuasca, why ayahuasca? If y'all don't know, shit, y'all thinking I'm. But yeah, man, I was like, nigga, what is this? What is that? I'm like, damn. But so it's one of those things where people just vibe with the light and just say, hey, I ain't gonna tell you, but you know what I'm saying. And then they'll come back and say, I've been through that.
Right. Already do that. I've been on that shit.
Oh, you on that? Yeah, my brother be killing with that shit. I was like,
oh man.
Especially when I had stopped eating meat like a few years ago, right? This nigga tried to hit me with the and then he stopped eating meat. You know what I'm saying? He still eat it from time to time, but not as much. And then he was like, nigga, you just got on that last year. Don't be trying to stun shit. I was like, God damn, this nigga be hate, dog.
Man, they don't want to give you the credit. They don't want to be like, damn, you already been on this, and I should have been on this because I be feeling shit too. But I don't know. It's like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to resist, man, at a certain point where people just going to start giving it up. Like, yeah, I've been, like I said, remember when I told you, like, we be on our lives, right? And it be like 100 people watching or some shit. And then 20 niggas in the chat. So 80 people just watching, just soaping up game, not saying a damn thing, but just glued to the tube, though. Not saying a damn thing.
Yeah, I make myself present in every room because shit, that's what it is. But that's how this thing will work because this reciprocity thing is for real. Like, I don't even be worried about that because I know everything's gonna come back in full alignment. Like, shit, I give out so much that as I'm giving out, I'm constantly receiving.
100%.
And we believe in this money thing or whatever. But that shit is not real. That's what I'm saying. You got to give this shit away to receive it back.
That's the key.
People, exactly. Black people look at how much money they, what did it say, that quote? Black people look at how much money they have, but white people look at how much money they gave away. Shit, they trying to get this shit away because they know the energy in your mind is saying, I'm getting this shit back. You see what I'm saying? They trying to get push this shit out. Why you think LeBron and them doing that? You know what I'm saying? They know what time it is. They like shit. It's in alignment. You got to give it up to receive more.
That's what made me think of like I remember one year we did like this Salvation Army Christmas thing or whatever, and it was like so many people giving stuff away, you know what I'm saying, that it was more people giving stuff away than it was people like trying to get the shit. So it's just like a winter goddamn wonderland in that joint, you feel me? Like all types of not giving old shit away, like buying shit, like buying nice ass shit, like whole sets of shit, like who want it, you know what I'm saying? Pick some shit out, you feel me? Like I remember that.
No, because the energy is that you are abundant.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So if you're abundant and you have plethora, then you gotta be able to give out. You see what I'm saying? So because your mindset, it's a thought forms. Like, oh, I'm holding on to my shit. You
So
know what
let
I'm
me
saying?
ask you a question. And with that thought, right? What would you say to a person like, shit, I had that mentality, but once I did that, you know what I'm saying? I gave all my shit away, and now I was like flat broke. Like, what's the difference between that and then people giving away money, like as a form of abundance?
It's a scarcity mindset. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? Because it's not about you giving it up. You see what I'm saying? It's just about you doing it pure heart showing love. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you got it. You see what I'm saying? So you're
Mm-hmm.
able to be like, you be like, oh yeah, $5,000, okay, yeah, shit, huh, I got that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to give what you got. You can't give $1 million. You know what I'm saying? If you only got 1 million, shit, you can't give $10. You got $10 to your name. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
But
right.
you gotta have this kind of mindset to where it doesn't have to be money. You see what I'm saying? It's just
Mm-hmm.
an energy. So you're pushing this energy, all right? But in
Mm-hmm.
this technology age, the only thing we can recognize is these cash apps and this thing. So it's like,
Right,
okay, but even in a light, just giving light, shit, niggas
right.
holding on to their damn lights. No,
100.
you gotta get that shit up. You see what I'm saying? All this shit so the algorithms and stuff can get back whatever you have. Just try to, hey, I'm just showing support, showing the love, even if it's just words. You know, the family be coming on here, hey, hood, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you, I love you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
100.
That shit is power. That shit is
Yeah,
energy.
yeah,
And then you receiving that, right, hood?
yeah.
And now you understand in your mindset, like, oh shit, I am on the right path.
Right,
You feel me?
right, right,
Because
right.
now the whole thing is a reciprocity thing. You're giving out so much information that when they bless you back in the return of saying, hey, look, I appreciate you just with the words,
Mm-hmm.
your subconscious mind is saying, oh wow, oh wow, this is me. You see what I'm saying? This
Right.
is who I am. This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you fall into that avatar of hood mystic. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? So that thing is for real, man.
Yeah, that's
We gotta
powerful.
start looking at all of this stuff in vacuum.
Yeah, that's powerful right there,
Yeah.
Dre. That was hard. That was crazy right there. That was a jewel in a nugget right there. Like, whoo.
No, man, I'm talking about good. I'm talking about all the comments we receive. All
Mm-hmm.
that stuff is
Mm-hmm.
powering us up too. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That's why it is important to show people love, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
never know how that's gonna move them in a certain way, sway them in a
Right.
certain way. You see what I'm saying? We're
Right.
so people are so concentrated on the negative
Mm-hmm.
instead of concentrating on the positive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a real life thing. You got to concentrate on who's showing you love. You think I'm worried about people talking shit about what I got going on?
One hundred
Shit, fuck
percent.
that. I got thousands of people loving this shit. So
Right.
fuck it. I'm gonna keep on running with the bitch.
One
You
hundred
feel me?
percent. 100%. 1,000% shit.
That's out. And again, our subconscious mind just constantly gets into the knowing. Like, yeah, this is what it is. You
Mm-hmm.
see it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's more or less about giving energy and giving out of the heart, even whatever you got, whether it's money or not money, or if it's light or if it's knowledge, information, giving that with a pure heart and being in the abundance of that, because you get receipts and reception in indirect ways that might not have nothing to do. Like, yeah, I get blessings and benefits that don't got shit to do with YouTube, you know, shit to do with nothing.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It'd be
Yeah.
something completely different. It'd be goddamn grandma's.
Yeah, grandma just sent you 1,000 real quick. So that's what this heart chakra is. When you open up your heart and you pure a heart for the love of yourself, you don't have to worry about what you this outside stuff. You worry. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't matter. This shit is not real. This shit is not real. We keep on saying that, so give this shit up.
Right.
Shit, you should see how much stuff I give away when I send out these damn statues. I be giving that shit away, man. Anybody that ever ordered from me, y'all know what time it is. I'm trying to go for the gold. Look, my Patreon, man, nothing but love. I'm constantly pushing shit on there because I know the information I'm giving is pure heart, one, and then also I know they just support the love, and I ain't even charging nothing for the Patreon. You see what I'm saying? I'm bored out. I'm like, hey, just show me some love. I'm gonna make sure I give you 1,000% back. You feel
100%. 100%.
So it's like you have to get into this mindset of abundance because this shit is not real. So when you're in that knowing, you know what I'm saying, and not in that scarcity mindset, shit, everything's gonna work out for real.
Man, that's beautiful, bro. That's like, that really kind of put a lot of shit into alignment moving into this weekend for me, honestly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all, like you said, is coming from the heart and speaking that truth, and then having people listen and being aware of what you're saying. You understand what I'm saying? And it resonates. You be joking and laughing and we talk shit, but a lot of it is very helpful and beneficial to the human collective, because a lot of people ain't even hearing this shit, but a lot of people is hearing this shit and benefiting from it. So that's already setting that shit in stone, what it is, what we doing, why we here. You feel what I'm saying? They don't, whether people positive or negative, it's just a fact of nature. If I'm, you know what I'm saying, it's like if you in a boxing match and you get hit, you just get hit. You don't gotta get credit for every hit or nothing like that. It's just, did you win or did you lose or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you in the ring and you fighting, so it ain't about every little congratulatory, you did a good job type of deal. It's just the overall thing of, we in here fighting and we out here bringing this consciousness to the fucking masses at this point, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel everything that you said.
Exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. I had a guy that hit me up like, hey, man, you know, shit, I want to take the class, but, you know, it's kind of out of my budget. I said, hey, man, take this discount code, try to get it in, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Because he came such in a pure heart state in the email. Now, y'all niggas don't try that shit and try to get in the class and shit, ho ass. Y'all try.
Hey, Dre, remember what you were saying on the live earlier? I caught you with the hood.
But he came from a real, you know, a real genuine place, and I was like, hey, look, do this, and, you know, shit, we'll make something happen. You feel me? Because shit, this is just about, look, we gotta support ourselves too. This thing is like, we're in this livelihood too, so obviously we gotta do things to, you know, benefit, to feed ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got kids, shit, and all of that stuff.
Right.
So we still gotta make a living off of this thing we call, like Khadija said, she was like, hey, I wish I could get this up, but shit, I gotta make a living. You know what I'm saying? So it's still, the whole thing is still love. Like, love. I can't, man, if I tell y'all what Khadija did for me, she gonna kill me. But she showed us so much love, man. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how that stuff comes back. It comes all the way back around, and you be like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But
100%.
everything you did today, Hood, was in alignment with what I was at 2 in the morning, because I was thinking about that reset button, and I pressed the reset button at 2, went into my meditation, and man, once I opened my eyes, it was go time.
No doubt, man. It's definitely good to know, man, because I'm in that same space and just knowing what I need to do, and just, you know, the weekends I'm just kind of focusing on my wife and help her out, do some things that she wants to do with her business, and, you know, that's where my mind is at. You know, that's my focus. So that's my version of starting over, building her up and helping her become successful in her own right, in her own light. So, you know, that's how we rocking over here.
Yeah. Love it. Therapy for real.
1,000.
1,000, yeah, this weekend we ain't doing. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. Oh no, I do. I got a dentist appointment. You know how that shit goes.
Yeah, I got mine scheduled.
Yeah, that shit gonna be fucked up, man. They better not try to charge me no arm and a leg for it. They don't got no insurance for that shit.
Oh man, that'd be the worst part about the worst part about the dentist, but gotta go.
Gotta go. For real. Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate everything, man.
Oh man, yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. And I'll see you on Sunday for sure. So I'm gonna be tuned in. Sunday service.
Yes, sir. Will
Capru. Right. Tuned in. So I'll see y'all probably on the Get Down on Sunday, bro.
All right. Peace.
All right, have a good weekend. 530, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Who am I chopping it up with? Hold on.
Hear me?
I can hear you now.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Hey, it's been a big synchronicity tonight with everything that you're saying. The previous gentleman blew it out of the water. Okay. So you were speaking on, traveling and plans for the weekend, and I was planning on going up to Mount Shasta. I don't know if you've heard of Mount Shasta or not, but people say that there's some ancient alien race that lives under the mountain, and the Lemurians. But I live about an hour away, so I'm very privileged to be right by it. Anyway, there's these waterfalls where my father lives, right around Mount Shasta, and there's 3 of them. And I was gonna go hike these waterfalls because I've been needing this fucking reset. The Mystic stuff that happened last Mercury retrograde last year around February and March, that shit has been coming back tenfold within these last 2 weeks, man. So, like, I've needed this, like, giant reset. So when this gentleman that just called in was saying, do this meditation visualizing a waterfall to, like, cleanse yourself and to do this, like, reset, I was going to go hike 3 dang waterfalls this weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just a big synchronicity, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate like the show. Like, you already know I've told you this shit. But man, what a big synchronicity, man.
Yeah, I mean that's no question. You know what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your trip is set for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most beautiful thing when you know you're doing things that's in alignment with your soul and you have a purpose for it. So with that, there's no expectations and no less results, and everything is perfect in that.
See, sometimes I doubt, I have, bad self-doubt sometimes, if I'm, quote unquote, in alignment, or, because things have been just, ever since Mercury retrograde last year, man, around this time, my life has been, like, pretty chaotic. And, yeah, man, so sometimes I have that doubt that, am I really where I need to be in life? But, I get all these crazy reminders, like, all these synchronicities that happen in my life that says, yes, believe it. You are in the right place.
Yeah,
in life.
it's probably like billions of people that wish they was an hour away from Mount Shasta right now. So you know, you can kind of be grateful in that whole alignment and be grateful in the moment, and don't really look backwards or look forward.
Right.
Look at
Exactly.
right now. Enjoy right now. Embrace right now. Which is about 23, 24.
Yeah, 24, man.
Yeah, so just like be 24, bro, because 24 is a whole entire vibe that you don't get back, and it's all about enjoyment, and it's all about, you know, having the best time you possibly can. And so part of that is found in the moment, you know what I'm saying? So don't get too caught up in nothing, you know what I'm saying, but your enjoyment.
Yeah, I mean, you're so right, and that's something else that I've been trying to work on. You know, I feel, I'm 24. My physical body's 24, man. But dude, I feel like a fucking old man sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
that's the reality.
Yeah, man, I really do. And within the last Mercury retrograde, not to keep quoting it, but I ended up almost losing some friends that I've had for a while. For years. These people have been my friends, and some really shitty stuff went down within our friend group, and it just really pushed me back into this path. You know what I mean? But now my friends that I have left are like older people. Like my landlord, he's an older guy. He's like 76. But me and this guy click. I have a other friend that he's 57, 58. But I click with this guy. And somehow I just haven't ever found like someone my age that I completely click with. You know, so even though I'm 24, man, like I don't know what it is. I just feel older than that. You know. But you're right when you're saying like, enjoy your youth.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 35. I'll be 36 this year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very nice. So your soul, what? 1 million years old? Billion years old, or what?
About 16.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So it's like I said, it's just been a big synchronicity, man, and I just had to get this shit off my chest. When I was debating on calling or not, but when that gentleman before just said that shit about the waterfall, I was like, what?
Synchronicity, my friend, and losing a friend is a completely normal and natural process to consciousness. At this point in the game, I'd be really surprised if a person tells me that they have their same friends throughout their conscious development that they started with. That would be like a fucking anomaly, like, you know what I'm saying? So the reality of losing friends is the actual right and exactness that you're on the right path because you're elevating.
See, man, I need to hear that shit, man. It's like I said, man, it's just been a struggle. I've been going through some not so enjoyment at my job. I'm grateful to have one. I'm grateful to have that source of income. But man, like, I don't know how people could do this 9 to 5 shit for like 40 plus years, man.
I mean, you 24. You 24, so don't speak that into existence. You should be having an exit plan by the time you're 30. And with technology and with your, inner workings of technology, you got a large, expansive knowledge towards the inner workings of, you could build web pages, you could, do some Twitch promotion and marketing and things of that nature. You real big on a lot of things, and you on like the cutting edge of a lot of things, and you have a strong Reddit network. So with a strong Reddit network, you could actually get some shit to pop but you just got to utilize and know your resources based upon your age and awareness of technology. You're at an advantage of about 80% of the population of the planet, because us old farts don't know shit about the shit that you know by like breathing, right? It's like breathing, so you don't take advantage of it, but utilize your technology resources and parlay them into freelance financial opportunities and create your nest egg that by the time you're 30 you don't have to work. By the time you're 27 you can quit your job and do the things that you prepared yourself for full time. But you gotta, more so life is about fun and things of that nature, but then life is also about securing and procuring enough resources so you can kind of move on to bigger and better, which you have an opportunity to. But you might be saying things to yourself as an affirmation. Why would I work 40 years at this 9 to 5? Dude, you're 24 years old. Like, stop affirming shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, man. And like you said, like I do take for granted the knowledge that I do have about the technology nowadays and shit. Like I don't even, it's like in the air, for my generation. So it's like I don't even realize it's a thing. So like you said, you just kind of put it in perspective. Like the older generations, they wish they would have like had this type of knowledge and this type of technology when they were in their 20s.
Yeah, and a lot of us, we couldn't learn the shit that by happenstance, by proximity to age and things of that nature, that we couldn't learn in a class. It's like whatever your natural environment in, and you learn and you adapt to that. A person outside of that environment has no idea how you've adapted and learned these things, but they're willing to pay you. There are so many businesses that could utilize your technology skills, but if you don't apply yourself and put yourself in those spaces, you might think that the only way of income is a 9 to 5. There's people with lesser knowledge than you making millions of dollars right now because they applied themselves and they looked at this shit. So it's more or less of like opening your mind and then affirming what you can actually do before you do it, right? Affirm affirm the lifestyle that you want to live before you actually
write it all out.
Plan it, exercise it, and then work towards it every day, and edit it and change it as necessary. But ultimately at 24 you could utilize the modality of purpose to supercharge your life and utilize your past, present, and future, because you kind of have that ability to project yourself in the future, project yourself in the past. It's more or less like if Back to the Future was a human being, then that would represent your generation. And if you look at Back to the Future and what they were doing, they were more or less procuring wealth and doing things that benefited them in the present by time traveling. So if you're not meditating and connecting and centering yourself, then you are doing yourself a disadvantage and a disservice.
Right. Like distractions.
Yeah, distractions and things of that nature.
Big. Yeah, man. Like for me, man, one of my weaknesses is like having a love life, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I really exactly.
24 is too young for a love life. Get your home, procure your wealth, be a stable, responsible man, and step to her like that, man.
You're right.
I got 3 sons, and they can have their little girlfriends or whatever the case may be, but they're not getting serious with nobody until they're able to buy her a house for their wife to live in. You understand what I'm saying? And that's something that I wish somebody would have told me. Get your wealth, young man. Procure your wealth. Be able to provide for your family. Then do all of that shit that you want to do, because you can support a woman and a child. And that's another thing. think about the love life and what it equates to. It equates to children. Are you ready for children? Probably not.
No.
So stop. You know what I'm saying? Chill. Become more closer to her. Develop a friendship with her. Talk to her. Build with her. And if she don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine, because your intentions are right, and really kind of move on. A lot of times we can imagine our relationships to be the end all be all and the, you know, the bee's knees to our lives. But if you know, like I know, man, that shit don't even matter 10 years later. It don't matter. Like, it's like, you know, dust. Like, it's just like, it just never truly mattered. What mattered was my preparation for the life that I wanted to live. And you wanna be in California and live with no regrets. It's too young to, you know, occur karma. So you know what's right for you, and you know, follow it. And you saying that your issue is a love life, then dead that shit, because you still got the chance to before, you know, you have children and, you know, all of this other responsibility that you can't just easily dead it so quick. So, you know, that's your words.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying about securing my wealth and basically, you know, mapping out a plan in the future and getting things more secure and organized.
Yeah, that's
important. Once all that stuff happens, everything else will come pretty much. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when you work alone, when you kind of cultivate your energy and build your energy up and utilize your sexual energy not into her, but utilize it into building your soul up and, you know, strengthening your energy and strengthening your auric field, then you become more successful. What tends to depress young men 24, 25 is the wasting of sperm and the wasting of semen. And then, you know, what tends to happen, you're 24, you got your whole life ahead of you, but you more depressed than you'll ever be in your whole entire life. Like, you understand that when you get 35 and the shit that happens now, it won't affect you the same because you'll be more mature. But since you're in a situation that the maturity isn't there to handle the rejection or the actual inability to handle a romantic relationship because you can't fully handle yourself. So and taking on another person's energy at a young age, you double what it means to be quote unquote depressed. So it's not to say that that's a end of the world thing, but I'm saying use your energy wisely, because when you waste your energy, that creates the feeling of depression. It's like a feeling like that small little nanosecond after sex where you feel like shit. You know, that reverberates into another level of mental health, emotional health, even physical health if you're not careful.
And when you're not dealing with that shit too, like that shit just, you know, builds up inside of you, you know what I mean? That like that feeling it just gets back in your subconscious, man. And that's something else that I've realized, man. Like all my life I've always kind of ran away from conflict, you know. Like I'm not that guy that I don't really like drama. I don't really like, you know, that whole conflict vibe, and which that has led me to suppress.
But that's leading to depression, that you can't handle a situation that's unhinged. So this is what happens when you're a young man and you're arguing with a woman. The analogy is like being on a boat with no paddle and no tread whatsoever, and you're like in the middle of no fucking where, meaning there is no solution, there is no rational thing that you can come up with that's going to resonate and hit deeply where she's gonna be like, oh, okay, all right, see, now that makes sense, I'ma chill out. See, you're in water, women are emotional, so men are more rational, but that's more like land. So when you venture off into the middle of water and you're a land being, then you have no means of defense. So the best thing to do is build up your internal armor, your internal resources, become a man that can actually handle certain things as far as like a woman's emotions, and knowing how to nurture and take care of her and provide for her without it being no stress to you. You know what I'm saying? Because once you have her in that particular environment, you're able to see her growth. You're able to take care of her when she has emotional outbursts. You got enough resources and enough time to listen and be like, what's going on, babe? You know what I'm saying? What's the problem? Okay. What can we do about that? You want to take a trip? What you want? You know what I'm saying? Let's work it out. But if you can't do that, but if you can't do that, then you putting yourself at a disadvantage and her at a disadvantage, because there's a conscious relationship that human beings have, but there's also a subconscious relationship that human beings have. And if we're not taught about the subconscious interaction, then we all get into relationships and they're never what we expect them to be. They always start off good and turn off shitty because we don't understand the subconscious processes of it. So that takes learning, that takes education, that takes time, that takes wisdom, that takes you cultivating and building up your energy, building up your psychic senses, building up your financial resources. And this is, all good things that are going to benefit you in the long run. So don't look at it as like scolding or anything to that effect.
Right. No, you're right. No, you're 100% right. Like, this is all just pure heartfelt advice, and wisdom. You're very correct in all this, man. And like I said, it's just been one giant fucking synchronicity, because I've needed to hear all this shit, man. Yeah, like, man, I want to say thanks.
No problem.
You pretty much covered everything, man. It's hard because, like, I was thinking today while I was at work, I was like, man, I think I want to book like a little appointment with a mystic, you know what I mean? So I can just kind of talk to you about some of this stuff. And then I come home from work, I see your topic on your video, and I'm like, oh shit, he's already gonna talk about this shit.
No doubt.
So I'm gonna have to donate. Instead, man. So.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Do your thing and concentrate on you. Build yourself up. Man, women aren't going nowhere no time soon, so they'll be available for you once you get sturdy. There's some things that you can begin to do. Take your money, besides taking her out to eat and doing all that city shit. Invest in yourself, invest in your future, right?
Yeah, 100%. You're right, man. You're right.
All
and,
right.
I'm sure there's a lot of other 24-year-olds that need to hear the exact same thing, man. So
oh, yeah.
Hopefully they're listening.
Oh, yeah. That's a fact. But
hey, thank you. Henry.
No problem,
man.
I appreciate you.
Great day.
I will, man. I will. Thank you. So family, shout out to Lamar, shout out to Tia, shout out to Dreamwise, shout out to Mad Titan. You understand? Thank you for those donations. Lashana Goggins was saying that she was moving to Susquehanna. When I was referencing like the pilgrimage that me and my family took through Spirit, it was actually at the Susquehanna River. And if you ever have a chance to go to Havre de Grace, Maryland, be sure to go to Havre de Grace, Maryland, and visit that actual point where the Susquehanna and the Chesapeake Bay meet. That's one of a real powerful energy current. Go there, practice, and do ritual, and just, because you got to understand water and energy and the ability to pick up on the currents and pick up on the energy. So if you in the Baltimore area, in the DMV area, Harvard to Grace ain't that too far of a travel to you. Make sure you make that trip. Or if you live in goddamn California, you feel what I'm saying, and the energy of Susquehanna or the energy of Chesapeake Bay pulls you, go. You know what I'm saying? And don't think about it. Thanks to everybody who called in, Dreamwise, Noah, for making the show. Thanks for everybody who donated, who been watching, all the people that's been supporting. Thank you guys. And how to reach me, www.hoodmystic.com. Email me at hoodmystic@gmail.com. But besides that, you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
Eggless French toast.
You said English?
Eggless.
Oh, eggless.
Needs more cinnamon.